Hi everyone, it's Kim. Welcome back to my channel, and if you're new to my channel, welcome. So today I'm bringing you a new recipe. Got it here. I wanted to make sure that I got it right because normally when I try to say the longer recipe names, I always mess up a word. So today's recipe comes from Skinnytaste, and it's cheesy rotisserie chicken enchilada skillet. So super excited. It's Tuesday. I like to dub Tuesdays Taco Tuesdays, so I'm kind of excited to be able to make some Mexican food. Now the original recipe I will link below in the comments, and I'm going to give you the points for all three because she does have them listed. So blue and purple, 9 smart points, and the recipe does make 4 servings. And then for green it's going to be 13. Now when I input my ingredients, I'm sure that I swapped out, like she was calling for sour cream. I'm using fat-free, plain fat-free Greek yogurt. So that's going to be 0 smart points on blue and on purple. So a couple different variations. So I kind of, like I said, I'll go through them when we're over there talking, when we're putting the recipe together, when we're putting, when together we're putting the recipe together. It didn't sound any better the second time. All right, so a comic, I'm a not. All right, so don't forget to give me a thumbs up, leave me some comments below, and let's get cooking. Okay, so in our pan we have 1 teaspoon of extra virgin olive oil. The recipe did call for vegetable oil, but I didn't have any of that handy, so I'm just using olive oil today. I chopped up a half onion, so we're gonna pop that right in there. Calls for 2 cloves of garlic, 1 teaspoon of cumin, and 3/4 teaspoon of kosher salt. So we're gonna get all that in next. And then we're going to saute this until the onion becomes translucent. So there's our garlic. So funny, I turned around and I have no idea what I did with the garlic top. Here it is. All right, so garlic, 1 teaspoon of cumin, and then 3/4 teaspoon of salt. And it called for kosher salt, so I think that's what I have. I have sea salt, so close enough. All right, so we've got that in there. Oh, that's a little better. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and saute this. And then once that gets going, I will come back so that you don't have to sit here and be bored as I'm doing this part. I'll come back and I'll show you this once I get it just about where we want it. So stay tuned. All right, and we're back. So that looks pretty good. You can see they're starting to become just a little bit clearer. You'll see that they change in colors if you are not sure what the translucent looks like. But it kind of looks like that. All right, so now what we're going to do is we're going to transfer this to a bowl and do the next step, so hang tight. All right, so we've transferred our onion, cumin, garlic, and salt mixture to our bowl here. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to add in our enchilada sauce, sour cream, and 1/4 cup of water. So the enchilada sauce that I'm using today is just this Los Palmos. And I'm not going to use the whole can because this one is actually 28 ounces, but I'm going to use a good majority of that. And I just have plain Kroger brand black beans. Kroger brand black beans. That's a mouthful. All right, so we're going to go ahead and add in the enchilada sauce. So I'm just going to try to eyeball that here. Sorry, I know it's right in the way. Then we're gonna put in the water, and then it calls for sour cream. It does call for 1/4 cup of sour cream. I'm just gonna be using the Fage Greek yogurt, and I'm not gonna bang that on the bowl. I do that all the time, and it's super loud when I'm editing, and I know it's gotta be super loud for you. So there. So we're gonna go ahead and fold that in, and this is what the yogurt looks like that I'm using. Get my finger out of the way. So we're just going to give that a quick little stir here. Might want to whisk that in. Hold on, let me grab a whisk. You guys can hear me walking around my house in my flip-flops. Oh, that's a little better. All right, just get that whisked in real quick. Perfect. All right, so the next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna fold in tortillas, the chicken, and the beans. So I am going to push this out of the way. I can go ahead and place the beans. I guess I can pull you back. Let's put the beans in real quick. I said I wasn't gonna do that. So I have 1 can of black beans. These have been drained and rinsed. So I'm just gonna pop those right in there. And then my chicken, I'm not using rotisserie chicken because I didn't have one, but I do have rotisserie chicken seasoning and chicken breast. So that's what I'm gonna use. I'm gonna go ahead and cut that up really quick. And the other item that I needed was the tortillas. So let's do the tortillas first so that I can use the same cutting board. So hang tight, I'll be right back. Okay, so the corn tortillas that I'm using today are these. They're the thin corn tortillas. So the original recipe called for 4 corn tortillas. I'm gonna go ahead and use 6 of these. And did I mention that when I recalculated this using the ingredients that I had on hand, that it came out to be less points? It's only 5 smart points on blue, and I'm pretty sure purple should be the same. So that's kind of exciting. All right, so we're just going to grab one of my knives here, and we're just gonna go ahead and cut these into quarters. They cut really super simple. And then we're just gonna go ahead and set those aside. I wanna get the chicken in before I dump these in. Just gonna set these on a plate off to the side, and then we're gonna get our chicken. Now, if you have not seen this McCormick's rotisserie chicken seasoning, this is the one that I'm using. This stuff is fabulous. If you find this, pick up some because it is so good. It really does make your chicken taste like it's a rotisserie chicken. So I'm gonna go ahead and get my chicken out here. We're just going to give this just a rough chop. I know it calls for shredded, but this is going to be the same thing. Alright, so I'm going to get this cut up and I'll be right back. Okay, I've got my chicken cut up, so I'm going to go ahead and we're going to get that into the bowl next. And then we're going to go ahead and put in our tortillas. Just reading through the instructions to make sure I'm not messing anything up. All right, nope, that's good. So I'm just gonna start putting those in here. Bring you over in front of the camera. All right, so just. I think this is how it's supposed to be. So we're just gonna fold these in and just give them a stir. Okay, so I'm gonna take you back over to the stove and we're gonna put this back in the skillet. We're going to heat this through for about 3 to 5 minutes. And then we're going to sprinkle cheese all over it, and then we're gonna pop it into a 500-degree oven. And then we will be able to eat some yummy dinner. So warm it on the stove, throw some cheese on it, bake it in the oven, enjoy. That's our next step. So let's go over to the stove and finish up this recipe. Okay, so now we're gonna pour this into our pan. There's always that one piece that doesn't want to come out. All right, got that in there. And we're gonna heat that through until it starts to bubble a little bit, and then we're gonna throw on our cheese. All right, just gonna give that a quick little stir just to kind of get all of our ingredients kind of somewhat spread out just a little bit. There we go. I'm not sure if you can tell on camera, but the servings look pretty good. I think they're going to be a nice size serving, and I think it's going to be pretty filling because of the fact that we have the chicken, we have the black beans in there, we've got those tortilla shells. We're going to be adding cheese. Oh, do I love cheese? I love cheese. So super excited about putting the cheese on top of this too. So I'm going to go ahead and let this cook for a couple of minutes, and then I'll come back and we'll add the cheese together, and then we will pop this baby into the oven. So hang tight, I'll be right back. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and turn the heat off. We're gonna add our cheese in now. I have a 3/4 cup of cheese. So we're just gonna pop that right on top. I thought this would be plenty. It called for 3 ounces, but I think that's about 3/4 cup. So I think that's pretty good. I think that's gonna be perfect. All right, I'm gonna pop this into the oven and we're going to let that bake. I'm not sure the time. I'll let you know when I pull it out how much time I put it in for, so hang tight. I don't know why I keep saying hang tight today. Apparently that's my word of the day, so I'll be right back. Okay, so I left that in the oven for 5 minutes. My temperature in my oven wasn't quite at 500 yet. It hit about 425, which I probably could have waited until it got a little bit hotter, but I'm kind of hungry, so I was rushing it. So now we're gonna let this sit for like 5 to 10 minutes, let it cool down. It's gonna thicken up a little bit more while it sits. And I am going to serve this with a side of hominy. Now, if you haven't seen hominy before, it just comes in a can like this. And the hominy on blue and green will be 3 smart points for a 1/2 cup, and 0 points on purple. So this is what I'll be having today. And with that said, I think I'm gonna wrap it up. So I'm going to, hopefully this cools down quick, because like I said, I am starving. So I cannot wait to dig into this. So hopefully you make this. It just smells divine. I'm sure it tastes delicious, all the ingredients in it. I've had before in some, some variation or another. So I just think this is gonna be fabulous. So thanks for watching. I hope that you enjoyed today's video, and we will see you next time.